Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to ReZero Season 3, Episode 11. But first, let's talk more about Episode 10. So we're going to go first Lust, then Greed, and lastly Wrath. So first, I think we were already told, but the way that the confrontation between Felix and Capella goes, I really don't think that Felix has any prowess as a fighter. Like, the only reason he's such a high-ranking knight is because of his healing. Like, yeah, he can, he has some way to torture people by using his magic. Like, stun them and make them feel pain. I just don't know exactly how that works, but that's not really, a way to fight an opponent like a Saint Archbishop. That's more so just, trying to immobilize just a regular person. Considering the very basic stab he gives her, I think that seems correct. Like, I'm sure he can use a sword, even though we've never seen him actually use one. But I don't think he'd be able to, compete with any other knight in that regard. Anyway, when Capella is imitating Crush, Felix says, "You told me to stab you." And I'm not sure if he's being genuine or acting here. If he is acting, he's pretty good, because he looks genuinely appalled at what he's hearing. Yeah, look at his ears when Capella says, "Unforgivable." Oh, and then after they love it, you and I shared, and that's what has him, be genuinely pissed off by countering with the bond between Krish-sama and myself is not so superficial, which I agree, but, I wouldn't have blamed him if this genuinely got to him. But no, he's completely confident in the strength of the bond he has with Krush, and knows her well enough that she wouldn't react like this. So yeah, a big kudos to him. But I'm just really curious now to explore the relationship between these two more. Like, you can just tell that this is 100% true. But just he says it with so much conviction. It's almost surprising. And then Capella just slams him into a wall and starts strangling him. But of course, he doesn't beg for his life, he just wants to know how to save Krush. And Capella doesn't know. She says, "I wish I knew the answer to that myself." So maybe she also wants to cure herself of the effects of the dragon blood within her. So that might be something to remember for later. And then Anastasia reveals herself as the bait and uses some kind of magic. I'm not exactly sure what type. Hell, I'm not even sure if it's her own magic coming from her gate. It could just be, she could be herself a spirit arts user, or she could have borrowed a lesser spirit from Julius, but we don't get a confirmation. But this is the first time we ever seen her actually attack someone. And when she says her name and that she's the acting leader of the city now, Capella has a surprised look on her face. I don't know what part of that she reacted to, but maybe it has something to do with her seeing Anastasia as a way to get the remains of the witch that is in the city. But anyway, she falls through a hole, and Al comes in. And they have a bit of an interesting exchange. Well, I mean, I was gonna say, like, when he says he's not interested in showing any mercy, I was like, of course. Why would you show any to a member of the witches' cult? But I feel this might be a lot more personal than just knowing what they've done to the city and countless other innocent people. And of course, the last thing he says, which I misread the first time. He says, "You better get out of here before I die, you damn mollusk." So I read it as, "You better get out before you die, Capella." As, it's still a threat. But this changes the shape of the threat by saying he'll die. And, in the simplest terms, you could just be like, Al doesn't want to die, so of course it would be beneficial if she just flees. Because there's a big percentage that he'll die if the fight continues or gets long. But I think it's more so hinting at Al having an ability sort of like Return by Death. Just that it gets activated when he dies. I just don't know what it causes. It could be that he just comes back stronger, but of course he wouldn't want to use it because he doesn't want to die for it. But I wonder. It didn't even occur to me that we could have that off screen, but it's a possibility if Nagatsuki would want Al to still keep his hidden ability. Okay, so let's go to Greed now. And Reinhardt is just beating him up, but not really doing any significant damage. But as you can see, he can hit him, and he goes flying. So, yeah, the shield he puts up is something that he has to do consciously, and he's not fast enough to react to Reinhardt most of the time. Because if he could, I'm sure he would. Also, it's just sweet to me that even though we know how strong Reinhardt is, Subaru gets worried every time that Regulus lands a hit on him. Like, expanding more on Subaru sees him so much differently than anyone else. Like, most people are just like, oh yeah, he'll be fine. It's whatever. But Subaru is like, oh shit, that's my friend, of course. I'll get worried no matter what. And then we have Emilia have her short but effective speech about just everything that upsets her about Regulus. And she's just 100% right about what she says. Like, yeah, he's just a big ass hypocrite. He just tries to, demand so much of other people, but doesn't really apply that to himself. When he says, yeah, I'm fulfilled. Yeah, sure, asshole. You're literally greed. You could never be fulfilled. And then she just realizes the strong emotion he has for him. And she's just like, oh, this is hate. It's just like, huh. Is this the first time that Amelia feels hate? Which begs the question, does she not hate Pandora? Or like, what's up with that? We have not revisited that. But I would like to imagine that she would also hate Pandora. But she's just so not used to having that emotion. She still needs some effort to recognize it. But anyway, so it is like, yeah, that's good and all that you got that out of your system, but we can't afford to really say what we have in our minds about this guy. We just gotta keep thinking about beating him. But still, that was a really good moment for Amelia. She's just gotten so good at expressing her own feelings. Like before, when she was, still kidnapped. She did it for the sake of the other women there, so Regulus wouldn't do anything to them while she escaped. But here she's like, okay, I'm gonna say it all that I have it in my mind. Then when we have Regulus just grab like a big chunk of water and have it float above him, and just it all goes down pretty quick. The name of the OST playing is from season 2. It's called Their Individual Vows, which plays for the first time when Juice and I think Fortuna are fighting against Regulus here. So here we have also a silver-haired elf and the new user of the Sloth Witch Factor fighting him again. So I think that's really neat. Quite an interesting way to do that callback. Also, just the synergy of Amelia and Subaru's partnership when fighting has gotten so good. And just, like, it wasn't really, like, emphasized, but I still would like to point out that Subaru has not said anything in regards to, like, Amelia not fighting, like, from the get-go, last episode. She was like, okay, let's go and join Reinhardt, and he was like, alright, let's go. Which is very different to how he was at the beginning of the season. And I kind of would have understood if Subaru was hesitant about having Amelia fight again, considering the last time she did. She ended up being kidnapped by Regulus. But no. Like, we don't need any words. Subaru's just like, okay, you want to be part of this? Let's do this. I will not say anything about it. I'll respect your decision because it seems like you really have a lot of emotional stakes riding on this and being part of this fight. So yeah, like it just goes on set, but I still wanted to point it out. Also, the whole Subaru's uh, thought process in regards to finding out how Regulus's power works. I'm still not fully sure how it goes, nor how the star names really fit in with this. And I don't think the game analogy he gives at the end is supposed to be like fully literal. Yeah, thinking star names. And then that's when Emilia says his hands don't feel cold or warm. It was like being touched by something made of nothing. And for some reason, that makes Subaru ask Reinhardt to find out if Regulus's heart is beating or not. I'm guessing he was trying to see if Regulus is like an undead or a corpse of some sorts. But Reinhardt does check, and it indeed seems like his heart does not beat. Though it took Reinhardt being flung to the moon to find that out. And that's what gives Subaru the idea that he whispers to Emilia's ear that we don't hear. So that's how you know it's gonna work. And that's when he starts taunting Regulus about, you love your rights, huh? Well, you have the right to hear this, how you're gonna lose. But basically, it's the ability to stop time for your own body. So last time I was like, if it's just for his own body, then how does it affect all these other objects or things in the atmosphere? But if he can affect those the same way that he does to his own body, then I feel like that's a little less confusing. So he can control air to basically stop the time for it and make itself solid, and that's how he makes the shield. Okay. But how can he make deadly projectiles out of, like, dirt or water? So I feel like that would involve science that I'm not confident enough to try and explain. But I think it involves like the physics of like molecules, gravity, and yeah, acceleration. If you stop the flow of water downwards, just stop it, then the accumulation of the centrifugal force that it's supposed to be on keeps accumulating, and once he presses play again, that causes us to go the super high speed that it goes when he tries to use it against Reinhardt, Emilia, and Subaru. Same thing would go with like dirt, pebbles, air. Like when he stops an object that it's supposed to be in movement, the force of the gravity and the velocity of it just keeps accumulating. And once he presses play, boom! That's what causes us to go like that. That's my, well, that's, some of it I found from someone else's discussion on the episode channel called Nearly Unread. But this is my own take on that theory. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Oh, no, we had Ras. I didn't talk about Ras, but I think, like, are we gonna have a character insight on Priscilla in regards to whatever tales that series mentioned? Or is she wrong? But I think there might be some truth to the whole, Priscilla thinking that hiding her weaknesses is a strength and not believing in forging bonds with others due to something in her past, making her believe otherwise. I don't know. Depending on what we get next episode, I'll talk about that then, because I've already yapped a lot. So, subtitles, yes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Mom? Lilliana backstory? I wonder if her mom also had the divine protection. Okay. So I'm guessing Liliana will have a big moment in regards to nullifying Sirius's authority. I guess? Have we heard of Raid before? I'm guessing that's her dad. That sounded so. It's just, King of the Pirates. I wonder what happened to her parents. Are they both dead? Hmm. I think we knew that her mom was dead, but we didn't know anything about her dad. Okay. Yeah, Priscilla lost her temper, and that caused Sirius to find an opening to hit her. Oh. Oh. Is she Iris? Hmm. Yeah, she doesn't like other people embodying wrath. Oh, go ahead, Liliana. Uh. 8? Okay. He definitely did not. Talking in present tense. Oh. E. Okay, let's go. Oh. Priscilla putting fire in this place isn't helping Lilliana. Wait, she really went off on her own? So maybe they didn't die. Or she just doesn't know if they're dead. She just left them. Because she wanted to pursue a different path than them. I like that we're getting this montage with only her music. Mm-hmm. Oh. Wait, I think she lied about how her way of life has been inherited through the generations. Oh. Oh man, this is the best Liliana has been. Oh, the way the music abruptly stopped. As she just completely lost faith in her way of life. Mm, that's a really pretty sight. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, those are big words from Priscilla. Oh. 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 Was that the last one? Yo! She prevails! That's the strength of music. Interesting arguments from Priscilla. They're working. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Yo, the music is so good right now. It works so well with the end of this fight. Go ahead! But also, let's. Can we make sure that Sirius is dead? Because that does not fill me with certainty. But Priscilla won the fight. And Lilliana, because she was just as instrumental in defeating her without killing anyone else. Kiritaka? Where was he all this time? Ah. You definitely deserve to rest. Oh? But? Uh. That's sweet. Yeah, that was a really good writing for Liliana's character that I feel like she's really needed. was just this fight. Huh. Yo, it, it was most definitely good enough that it did not make me think, oh, when are we gonna get back to the other ones? Oh, oh shit! Oh, he's telling him. Ah, they're. I see. How? Mm. Uh. Is there a connection to his authority? Oh, okay. That's why she left the battle to get to them. Got it, got it. Now, I still don't fully understand. Like, I don't know anything about stars. But we have seen Subaru be knowledgeable about them before. So, like, if he says it, like, I'm sure, like, I'm just like, yeah, of course he does. Like, the one with Betelgeuse, I'm guessing is because that term in Latin means unseen hand? Maybe? But I still don't know how Lion's Heart relates to stopping time for yourself. But okay, sure. I don't need to understand everything to get the gist of it. Water doesn't even make you wet. But I mean, like, his authority is not always on. He can turn it off and on. Then again, like I mentioned before, Reinhardt can, like, kick him and send him fly away, but yeah, he doesn't get any damage. So that, yeah, that seems to always be on. Unless he presses the play button again, which he obviously would always have from the moment that he saw Subaru and Reinhardt come in. Okay, so the shield is basically the same way that he throws things. He has to use it on air. Whereas in his body, like, he doesn't have to do anything additional. Okay. So I did quite like the episode. I mean, it didn't make Lilliana break into my top 10 ReZero characters. But this was still really good. Though I think Just I feel like there's something missing. Or rather that I am missing something in regards to how the beginning of the backstory made Lilliana run away from her parents. Like, yeah, she saw that they weren't the same. They didn't want to be the same type of songstress as she is. Or is it just a line? It'll be a good 10 years before you get to pick our performances. Like Lilliana didn't want to wait that long. And that's when she was like, screw you guys. I want to do things now. So if I don't have to put up with you guys, then I'll be able to make my own songs and sing them whenever, wherever, however I want them. Which is like, damn, bro. Like, I knew that Lilliana was super passionate about what she did. But the fact that she ran away from home so young, it's kind of sad that she basically had to raise herself after that. And obviously was very reckless. And she kind of paid for the price of that when she almost died from dehydration because no one really liked her performances before that. Which makes me think that she didn't get her divine protection of mind reading. Not mind reading. Well, she read it is mind reading for songs until after she had her epiphany in this little clearing in the forest. So it's not, she didn't just become good just because of her divine protection, but it was also because she found new determination and meaning in what she set out to do, that she received it. So in that sense, it doesn't feel kind of cheap. But yeah, we don't know if her parents ever looked for her. If they did, though, they're definitely bad parents. But it's up to us, really. Like, maybe they looked for her a year or two, and then they give up because they couldn't find her. But that moment when she sees them and she puts on the mask, like, that hurt. But yeah, her performance there, like, to me, that was the climax of the episode. And it's just, a big show of her not giving up and her resilience despite how long it took her to get to this point. And even though she knows how many people like her music now, she still gets insecure and nervous about it. But it's because Kiritaka was the first one who found charm in her performances and opened the doors to everything else. That she'll always be grateful for him and just have affection for just the place that she has in his heart. He played a big part in the, in giving her the place that she has in the city. It's not all because of him, but he's still a big contributor. The other moment when she was like, I'm no hero. This would never happen to Raid or Flugel. And we know who Flugel is. I'm guessing Raid is the hero that contributed to sailing Satala. I think it was a sage, sword saint, and something else. Maybe the dragon? I don't fully remember. But that's gotta be a descendant. No, sorry, a predecessor of Reinhardt. But yeah, when she's like, I'm taking away people's rights to tell their own stories, I'm a thief. That it sucked seeing Lilliana have such big, what's it called? Imposter syndrome. But yeah, of course. That was definitely her lowest low in regards to like mental state. And because she managed to survive and see the beauty, like something that she could make into a song. And so she did. And it finally took off. But yeah, I love how much you can feel the love in the message of just go and do your own thing, no matter what anyone says. There will always be beauty in telling the stories in humankind, no matter the medium. If it resonates with others, that's good enough. Also, there was some cool moments with Priscilla as well. So for one, we found out that the jewels that she has, basically injuries that she would have suffered, they transfer to those and they break. So that's neat. But she's a pretty good swordsman. Not like, well, actually, I don't know. Who would win between Julius and Priscilla? I'm not a power scaler, but I was just thinking that. But yeah, the arguments that she gives to counter Sirius's, I feel like they say something about Priscilla's own outlook on relationships. It's not about understanding. It's about tolerating each other and still facing forward side by side, regardless of that. I don't know, like, yeah, of course, you want to disagree with Sirius because of the way that she twists and just bastardizes the concept of understanding. But I don't think at face value that either of them are fully wrong. It's just, the way that you go about applying those concepts and ideals. So, yeah, and maybe I'll change my mind when I have a full week to think about it more. But right now, that's what I'm thinking. So, I'm gonna leave this here for now. So, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.